sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Rob Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, and I'm with you guys Monday through Friday. Happy Monday, by the way. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I told you to go and have yourself a lovely, relaxing, wonderful weekend. Now, didn't I? I hope you did that. I did. I had a nice time this weekend. I hope you guys, I hope it rolled right on over into your Monday. Today is a pretty good day. Andy, nice song, nice vibe to come into. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to Timbaland, super producer Timbaland. Yesterday, well, still, we're celebrating because we couldn't do it yesterday. So, yeah, happy birthday to him. Happy birthday also to Terrence Howard, actor Terrence Howard. Hope he is enjoying his day as well. Well. What were you guys doing last night? Were you watching the Oscars? I wasn't. I wasn't. I catch the highlights on these things. I'm telling you now, I will be. You guys remember recently we had one of the vice chairs of the she says the NAACP, so that's what I will call it. We had her on the show. We were able to talk to her about award shows and Black excellence and how the NAACP still stands up and still rises to Black excellence. So I did say that I'm going to be watching, and I will. I love I love those awards. So the Image Awards, I will make sure to let you guys know when they're coming so you can stay tuned. But you know, even in the highlights, you pretty much get an idea of what the Oscars were about. You know, there were some big winners. Shout out to Cord Jefferson, who, by the way, he won for Best Writing Adapted Screenplay for his film American Fiction. We keep talking about American Fiction. It is doing some very, very big things, starring Jeffrey Wright. You know, Tracy Ellis Ross is in there, Issa Rae. And Cord Jefferson is a first-time director. That is major. And he actually talks about how he made this film on a small budget. So to be now an Oscar winner, I mean, come on. Come on. All right. This is great. Chris Bowers, shout out to Chris Bowers for his documentary, best documentary short film for The Last Repair Shop. I've not seen that, but I'm very interested. And how beautiful was it to see Divine Joy Randolph win for best actress in her in a supporting role for The Holdovers. Now, I have to admit, I kept seeing the trailer for The Holdovers, but I hadn't watched it, and just today I started, so I'm about halfway through, and I love her role so far. I just feel like I can give her a big squeeze, a big hug in real life, and she'll receive me. So shout out to Divine Joy Randolph, who had a beautiful, beautiful acceptance speech. So great job to all the Oscar winners. We will talk a little bit about something that happened on the Oscars. We're going to be talking about that today with my wonderful contributor who we have on the line today. But also, I want to say congratulations to Bobby Brown and his wife Alicia, who received the honorary doctorate degree from Leaders Esteem University. I just love this. I love it so much. Bobby Brown, if you've been watching Bobby Brown's journey for years, like I have probably definitely most of my life, it's just so great to see him. He had gone through some troubles, of course. He has lost, he's had really 3 major public losses that we know about in his life. And to see him still persevere, overcome all the things that he had been struggling with. And he now has this beautiful family with his wife, Alicia, and they've got beautiful kids. And to see both of them being honored with an honorary doctorate, it makes my heart smile. So shout out to Bobby Brown and his beautiful wife. And if you are a fan of Beyonce, then you might be looking forward to this country album. See, here's the thing you should know about me. I love Beyonce, and I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of different artists, but I don't jump on board. Like, I didn't hop on board the Renaissance album just because it went viral. I'm probably not going to hop on this country album, although I'm waiting to see what it does. I am a fan from the background, but I'm not going to hop on it. But Dolly Parton, she's recently talking about it. She says that we may see a remake of her hit Jolene from Beyonce, and I think that's what everybody's wondering. And so Dolly Parton may have given up the tea. So if you are a fan, you might hear that on this new album. Andy?
Do you know how problematic it's going to be? Because it sounds like you're not supporting Beyonce and her movement with her country album. I'm just saying, I think the Beehive...
How does that sound like that? When I say that just in general, that I'm not... Like, for instance, I'll give you a great example. When the new iPhones come out, and everybody gets the iPhones,
I'm with you.
I till the wheels fall off right here. Till the wheels fall off. I'm staying with until it doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
So I don't hop on trends. I don't hop on anything that just takes off. Somebody says, "Oh, the new sneakers, the new this, the new whatever." I never have been. I'm always the late party.
So you wasn't in the drive-thru for the Popeyes?
Never. I never went to. First of all, I don't eat chicken, and I was not in the. I was not in the drive-thru, Andy.
Okay.
Because even if I did eat chicken, I would not have. I don't do bandwagons or hop-ons.
But do you see how it can be taken that way?
Not at all. I don't see.
I feel like
I prefaced it with said I'm actually a fan of Beyonce. I think Beyonce is one of the best artists that we have to date. Okay. I'm just not, like I said, Renaissance. It didn't do it for me. Now there are some songs where I'm like, oh, this is a bop. It didn't make me go buy the album.
I hear you, and I'm with you 100%. I just know that there's going to be a section of America,
some pushback,
a section of our folk that's going to look at it like, yo, you have a platform. You should be using your platform to support Beyonce, especially in her country endeavors.
Yeah, and I do.
I can hear that,
and I do. And you know what? And I'm supportive of her doing her thing. I'm saying, me personally, and what Kevin Hart recently said, you don't have to. Everybody doesn't like every movie that they see. Everybody doesn't like every song they hear. Facts. And so, but you can still be supportive and say, I support you doing that. I'm just not a fan of that song or that album or this movement or whatever. So yeah, then. Okay. Very good. Just so we know, I am a fan of Beyonce. I like Beyonce in a certain genre, though. But she might have some songs. Now, Andy, if I come back and tell you got to play something off of that country album because it's a bop, then I will admit that, totally admit it. Lastly, Russell Wilson signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know who's excited about that, but good for him. He's landed on his feet. I'm excited to see what he does. I think this is actually a pretty good move for him. And before we move forward with our Raw report, I want to say I don't know what to feel. I have mixed feelings about the fact that Northwest, which is Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, or Ye, he's going by Ye now. North, she's announced that she's working on an album. So yay for the album. All right. Yay, little kid doing an album. I encourage creativity. And if you have parents who are like going to get behind you, then fine. However, I'm very strongly against this, the title, which right now it's looking like the working title is Elementary School Dropout. Now, if you know, her dad had College Dropout as his album. She said, I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of that and say Elementary School Dropout. it's just not a cool thing to be promoting. It's not a cool thing. Now, of course, we know she's still in school. And of course, we know that there are little kids who are not going to be dropping out of elementary. We know that. It's just not the best, like, promotion, positive promotion. And technically, to put her out there at this young age with this big stage is, we might be looking at some things in the very near future. I don't know. I'm going to ask you guys over in our poll. I'm going to ask the Raw Squad. I see you guys showing up. But right now, Andy, let's go ahead and get to the to the Raw Report.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we're talking a little bit about what happened in the Oscars. There was a moment that John Cena came out and he was lacking clothes. Okay, John Cena sans clothes, completely naked with an envelope covering his private area. He came out on stage and got the biggest laughs, and it was for costume, best costume. Okay, so that happened, and that was on a national platform. As we've already discussed, the Oscars is a major, major platform. Everybody is watching on the Oscars except Robin Ayers and Andy, all right? So, but many, many people watch this, and to have happened on that big stage and got the laughter that he did, well, now people are saying it's unfair if you want to compare what happened with Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl. Now, Janet Jackson, even still to this day, they say that was not a planned thing. It was an accident. If you remember what happened with her and a malfunction with her costume, her and Justin Timberlake. But she was torn apart for years. People are still talking about that. And so the comparison, you know, they always talk about Oscars so white. I was actually recently asked about that question. Has anything changed with the Oscars so white? Are we moving forward? Are we evolving? What is the difference? This is a white man and a black woman who was torn down over something that was kind of similar, one a little bit more in depth than the other. We'll talk about that on the other side. We're also going to talk about this. I feel like this is a great major conversation. Monique, who we've been talking about kind of a lot lately, her son, Shalon, is speaking out about the fact that Monique is going on stage. She's doing her tour right now, and she has a joke about her son. And in the joke, she says she calls her son the N-word. Now, we're going to break it down on the other side, where most people might be tripping about some of the words she says. We're going to talk about the word that he says he's tripping on and break that down and the meaning behind it, especially because we were just talking about this conversation, the N-word, and should we get rid of it? And, you know, what's happening? What's the power behind that word? We're going to break it down for you all on the other side. You were listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Real. Right now, I'm hanging out with Robin on the Raw Report. That's right.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears. thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long.
We're unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're looking for the most epic place on Earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Rob
Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And I am very excited to have on the line, back inside the Rob Report with me, Robin Ayers. We have Daja Bell on the line. Hello to you, Daja.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you coming on to the show. It's always good to have you back. And I love the conversations that we have together. So you're perfect for this show.
Yay.
This one in particular, I want to get started with the one that Lavelle in our YouTube chat says, no more Monique. I hear you, Lavelle. However, we got to talk about this one, though, Daja.
He said, I have had enough.
He said enough. You know, it's so funny when things happen and you know, big things happen, big, you know, trending topics and headlines happen often inside the business. But oftentimes it just continues to unfold and you have to break it down and you have to talk about it. Well, this one in particular, I'm not necessarily on the we got to keep talking about Monique train either, but this one in particular is very powerful because we know that she opened up an entire conversation when she was on the Club Shay Shay talking about her son. And she mentioned the fact that her son has mental health issues. She mentioned that that they have a troubling relationship. Well, she recently took all of that newly public, all the headlines and all the attention that she was getting from that interview. And she went on tour. She joined Cat Williams on tour. And one of the jokes that she talked about, it was funny. I got to admit, the way she set it up was kind of funny. But as soon as she dropped the line, it was I was just like, man, this ain't gonna be good. She talks about the fact that she ran into an older woman in the airport, and the older woman was like, yeah, I got a son too. I got an adult son too. And ultimately, the punchline was basically F that N-word. Talking about their own children, right? So Monique gets this big uproar. The whole crowd goes wild. They're laughing about it. And the girl who's actually recording this, you don't see her, but you hear her. And she's like, yeah, F that N-word. I mean, it was like crazy. She got the whole arena talking about her son, right? Now he is finally talking about it. I know you've seen the video. I want to let the audience hear a little bit, just not the full thing, but a little bit of what her son is actually saying. This is on a live. There's 3 people on here, but you'll be able to hear her son specifically. Let's take a listen to it.
I think Monique was wrong. I would never tell one of my kids, F you. Even though I do think you can apply to your kids.
You bypassing the part. See, when you have 1.6 million followers and you win an Academy Award, you told the world that I was you keep trying to make it about me. You told the world that I was and him. My bills paid on time. My little girl runs to the door when she hear me put that key in that door. And I'm Me and my woman figuring out our relationship every day, but I'm a though. My girlfriend's mother and I have a phenomenal relationship, but I'm a though. I ain't never been to jail, ain't never been in handcuffs, but I'm a to the world. And you got black women holding their phones saying, yeah, that little yo. Word?
Okay. That is, it's so interesting because one of the hosts of that live stream was saying, yeah, Monique is wrong for saying, she's telling the joke. And I agree with Fahima over here in our YouTube chat. She's saying it wasn't Monique who said that. She's saying it as a joke, as a woman who approached her saying this. But to be honest with you, it really is Monique saying this, right? We're putting the emphasis on the fact that she says F him. He says that's not even the issue. Daja, he broke it down in a way I hadn't even thought of. What do you think about the fact that he is focusing on the fact that you called him the N-word? Your own son, he's saying you called me an N-word, not the F me. It's the N-word that I have a problem with. What do you get from that? And the fact that recently we had a conversation about the fact that the N-word has so much power to it. I want to hear your thoughts on it all.
I want to be politically correct, right?
Okay.
And I want to be on the right side of this, but I promise you I don't care. Your mother is a comedian. Comedians say things in jest about their children, about their families, about their wives. I think it's completely different if she said it to your face in a serious one-on-one situation versus her using this scenario as a bit. And a bit that obviously we've all been to comedy shows that shouldn't have been recorded anyway. So that was also an invasion of privacy. Maybe it's a joke that she hasn't fully flushed out yet, that she wanted to try out one time and now it's stuck. You know who your mother is. You know what your mother does. Granted, y'all don't have the best relationship in the world, but as an advocate and a high member of STK at all times, I don't know what you want from us in this moment. I think that what he needs to focus on is healing. He needs to focus on his mommy issues, and he needs to leave us all the way out of it. Because I feel like all of this has escalated because he dragged us into it a little bit more than we needed to be. She was trying to atone for and take accountability for the fact that she was not the best parent to her child and saying the door is always open, and then you decided to use that to get your 15 minutes of fame and your 3.5 hour TikTok rant about whatever. We don't care.
Ooh. That's interesting. That's interesting. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I guess, when I think about the fact that, he goes on in this video to talk about the fact that, yes, he does have mental issues, and the fact that his mother is going out and saying this with 1 point something million followers, and she's talking to the world about him, and she calls him an N-word to the world about him. Now,
yeah, but that's dragging it in a way because as a parent, right? We understand that when it comes to somebody's business, if it has to do with me, it's also my business too. As a parent, I have the right to speak about the fact that I have a child with a disability, or I have a child with a mental issue, or what it's like having to deal with the effects of that from my point of view. I don't feel like she tried to tell a story from his POV, he suffers from bipolar disorder, so he feels like this. It's this is what I'm dealing with as a parent, which is, again, it's you guys are he's taking these instances and villainizing it against his mom when it's unnecessary and it's really nothing that we can do for you. And even when he took it as far as what if I heard that and I went in the car and blew my brains out, that is also a deeper indication that you have an issue. If you're suffering from depression, if your bipolarism is ticking or whatever the case may be, and that causes you to have an inverse effect and do something or harm yourself because you feel away, that really doesn't have anything to do with us. There's nothing that we can do to help you with that. That is for a licensed professional. Lavelle
makes a great point. He said it would be just fine if there weren't real scars that haven't been healed attached to these jokes. And I think that is part of the issue on both sides. I think on both sides they need a lot of healing, and the fact that both of them are going to the internet or to the public and not with each other is really one of the issues that I see here. But you know what's so interesting? I hear multiple times. I'm watching in the YouTube chat. There's a common thread here. A lot of people are like, take us out the group chat. All right, leave us alone. Leave us out of it. And totally, I hear you on that. But what's so interesting is at the same time, as much as we asked to be taken out the group chat, I was watching something on the internet today where there's a couple, and I think you might know the couple. It is Soraya. She's an actress, and her boyfriend, rapper. They were arguing on the street in public.
Oh, Joey, yeah.
Yes.
His name that I don't think I can say on this air. Okay,
yes. So they're on the street, and some random passerby are just they're filming them from maybe their car or something, and they're filming this couple who is having a regular human moment arguing on the street, and then it goes to the blogs, and now everybody's talking about their relationship, and it's just like, do we really want to be left out the group chat? Or are we in people's business too much?
I do, because when I saw that video, it gave me the ick because it looked like a real vulnerable moment in a relationship. And that wasn't for our consumption. This is not a skit. This is not a reality show. There are no cameras up for this moment. Like, you just happen to recognize a famous person or a person that you know of note, and like in your mind it's like, all right, let me invade their privacy, and I'm seeing them having a vulnerable moment, and let me put this on the internet, like, ooh, everybody look at what I saw. Like, it's weird. In this internet era and using social media, the way that people use social media, like, as a weapon, it is very, very distasteful, and it irritates me every day. You're going to find me in the comments on So Shameless arguing with people every single day because I just want people to know, don't play with me. Like, I'm not going to play these little internet games with y'all. Don't play with me.
Okay.
So I can't be more famous than I am. Leave me alone.
Well said. We're gonna wrap this up on the other side. We still have more to talk about with this whole John Cena, Janet Jackson thing, because I want to know your thoughts on it. You probably have something real good to say too. Right now though, we've got news, traffic, and sports. You're listening to the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Rob Report.
More of the Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Joe Biden is urging Congress to pass the recent bipartisan border deal. While delivering remarks before the National League of Cities in Washington, Biden said the deal would save lives and bring order to the U.S.-Mexico border. The bill, negotiated by a bipartisan group of senators, has stalled as Republicans claim it doesn't go far enough to stop the flow of illegal immigration. Meantime, former President Donald Trump says a TikTok ban would only empower Facebook.
The thing I don't like is that without TikTok, you can make Facebook bigger. And I consider Facebook to be an enemy of the people.
The likely Republican presidential nominee said that on CNBC. And millions are under wind advisories and warnings on the East Coast, stretching from Maine down to western North Carolina. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Downey on the 105 west after Lakewood Boulevard, that's a crash blocking the 2 right lanes with traffic slow from the 605. A SIG alert on the Glendora area of the 210 west after Sunflower Avenue. Crash has been moved to the right shoulder. Fuel spill cleanup has begun, and the right lane is closed to get this extended, and traffic slow from the 57. Out in Orange County, Irvine, 405 south before Sand Canyon Avenue. That's a crash moved to the right shoulder involving 2 vehicles with traffic slow from Colford Drive.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The good news continues for the USC women's basketball program. After beating Stanford Sunday to win the Pac-12 tournament, the Trojans moved up to number 3 in this week's AP Top 25 rankings. It's the highest ranking for the program in 38 years. The Trojans will likely be one of 4 number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. 3 Pac-12 teams are in the top 6. Stanford is 4th, UCLA is 6th. The Lakers are 6 games over 500 for the first time since January 12, 2021. In their past 3 games, the Lakers have beaten the number 1 and number 2 teams in the Western Conference and the number 2 team in the East. NFL free agency begins today. Teams can start negotiating with players. Contracts cannot be signed until Wednesday. The Rams have about $29 million in salary cap space. The Chargers are $21 million over the cap. They need to get under the league limit by 1 p.m. on Wednesday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
In the heart of California, where innovation thrives, access to high-speed internet is important to every family and business. Cal Broadband is the state's leading expert in the development and deployment of broadband infrastructure. Each day, we work to help advance the right policies that will expand the opportunities of reliable, high-speed internet to every community in our Golden State. Cal Broadband is working hard to connect California. Visit calbroadband.org for more information. That's calbroadband.org.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't say a word. Just come over here. I got something I gotta do tonight. Listen.
Ain't never been a man wanting anything as much as I want you. The sun don't come up till morning, so tonight there's no excuse. Just like the rain outside, I'll make your love come down. So baby, now it's time. just can't wait no more. I'm gonna give you what your body's been crying for. And if you tell me yes, I'll lay it down.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. I got my DJ Plus in the building.
Because I'll be gentle. Baby, turn the lights off, let's get naked.
We had to let that play because I'll tell you who else was naked. John Cena at the Oscars. Andy, you don't miss. You don't miss. We are on the line with our contributor, Daja Bell. I love Andy, y'all.
That's my song,
that's
too.
the jam. I can't even lie. That's for real, the jam.
I was over here hitting the notes.
Oh my goodness. I just love having you on, Daja. You are so much fun. Yeah, definitely. I'm over here reading your comments inside of our YouTube chat. I see you, Raw Squad. Monique is wrong, Terry Tari says. Then I hear Made with Love says, I feel the N-word is for people who are in your age group, not something you should say to your kids. I definitely hear all of these points, and I mostly hear the fact that everybody wants to be taken out the group chat. I'm telling you, nothing is going to make me bring back up this Monique conversation. But the reason I brought back up this conversation, truthfully, Daja, is that her son is talking about a subject we just talked about. I mean, the whole power of the N-word. And he actually made a really good point, though. Regardless, let's set aside the fact that his mother and son, he was like, look, I pay my bills on time. I have a great, I have a great relationship with my girl and her mother. My kids run home, when I walk in the door, they run to me. He's making all these good points that says I'm a good stand-up black man. Don't call me the N-word, and so I hear that and I respect that, so.
I hear that as well. And I wonder if him and his mom are close enough to know that that's something that he does not like. Like, I have friends that don't like when you use the term, the B word, like even if it's just in jest or just like saying like they don't like it. So I actively don't use it in regards to those people because I understand that they don't like it. So it's very interesting to me to understand, like, is this something that he really feels across the board, or is he using this for a moment, or is this something that's triggering him because it's his mom? Because there are nuances to all of those different conversations.
Perfectly stated. And by the way, I am one of those people. I was just talking about the fact that I don't like it when females call me the B word, just even in jest. I don't like that. I cringe with it. I will correct you every single time in love. You know what I'm saying? But I've also become a little bit more desensitized because that word is used so often now,
frequently,
and so I'm just kind of like, they don't mean anything by it. It still doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm not gonna call my friends the B word or whatever, but I'm just talking about in general. All of these words are becoming overly used. It's desensitizing us as well. Okay, let's move on very briefly to talk about this John Cena scene that he created on the white man on the Oscar stage, coming out bare naked with only an envelope to present the costume, and he's not wearing anything. Now I hear that Jimmy Kimmel is the one who really encouraged him to do it. He was a little bit shy initially to do it, but he did it. That's the bottom line is he did it. And when he stepped on the stage, everybody had so many laughs for him. They encouraged it. It was funny. But here he is, where you can make the same argument that everybody is watching the Oscars. Older people, younger kids are watching the Oscars. You can make that same argument, the same thing that they said about Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl when she had that wardrobe malfunction. They were like, kids are watching the Super Bowl. And so they caught so much hell for so many years regarding around that Super Bowl. And then John Cena is getting so much love. Do you think personally it has anything to do with race? Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he's a man? He's in shape. I don't know. It wasn't that offensive. I'm only bringing this up because people are saying these things inside of the chats on social media.
It's so funny because when you sent it to me, me and my husband, we had a conversation about it, and he's like, "It's not that serious," and I'm like, "Yes, it is." And we like had like a little argument about it in the kitchen because I can truly understand the reason why people feel a way about it. But just the same way that Justin Timberlake kind of got away with that situation unscathed and didn't really have as much backlash as Janet did, even though he was the one that invoked the wardrobe malfunction. You know, it's going to be the same thing with John Cena. Like, white people in America, especially white men, they are not held to the same standards. And if anything, John Cena is showing way more skin and it's way more impressionable to the quote-unquote children. Oh, what about the children? The children. Like, it was worse in effect, because when Janet's situation happened, because I remember it vividly, I was younger, but I do remember it happened so fast that most of us didn't even see what happened. We found out more about it later, like, oh, like her, you know, her bra like disconnected and you saw a nipple for like a millisecond. This man is scurrying across the Oscar stage. Like, it's not like he's walking fast. He's scurrying sideways very slowly, completely nude. And if a child is watching that, if my kid was watching it, it would very much be, "Mommy, why is that man naked on TV?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm giving you the stupid face. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, so it's definitely the same conversation, but white men will never get held to the same standards as any woman, let alone a black woman, please.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of that, though, the fact that this is what I see, this is through my own lens, and you guys can correct me if you feel like I'm wrong. But from my point of view, even Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, she caught more hell than Justin did, and he's the one who pulled the thing off, or whatever he did, whatever that moment was where it revealed her breasts. It feels like Justin got more, he got away with that a little bit more than Janet did. Like, she was the one who was wrong for that situation when he's actually the one who did it. So it makes you wonder again, is it because it's the whole like white male versus black woman thing? And again, she still, you know, there was a documentary, I want to say about a year or two ago, where it was highly anticipated. People watched it and they brought it up on that documentary, and I'm like, people are still talking about this as though Janet was wrong, as though she was the one who was like behind this moment. And it makes me wonder. You know, someone asked me recently, Daja, and I want to know from your vantage point, is Oscar still so white? Like, are we making any progress towards, I mean, you know, it feels as though they want to, they actually have to give black people more props. It has, like, we have to be more awarded and things like that. And congratulations to the ones who are making some sort of leeway. But for the most part, do you still feel like Oscars is so white?
Absolutely, 155%. Honestly, I'm done with the Oscars, and I'm never going to forgive them for what they did to Angela Bassett. So they can all go to HE double hockey sticks if you ask me. Like, I've been done. Like, I'm petty. I'm not going to let that go. Don't give my girl an honorary. They definitely Stop
did.
Playing in these black people's faces.
They
like,
did.
no.
Yeah.
I'm good off of all that. I'm here for the fashions, and I'm on my Issa Rae. I support everybody black, and that's about it. Like, but as a spectator, as me, like, turning my television on a Sunday Oscar night, it might not ever happen again.
I hear you. I hear you on that. And Angela Bassett recently sat with Oprah and admitted that she definitely did feel some kind of way. But the two of them, you know, these black women, and it's just, this is a whole other conversation, still feeling like you have to put on a strong face, still feeling like you have to behave a certain way, even when you are upset, when you are disappointed, when you are shocked and surprised. She still had to, you know, be elegant the way that she is, even though she felt some kind of way. I hear you on that. I'm probably never going to go back to the Oscars again either. I'll probably, you know, I'll catch the highlights. That's where I'm at. So
But you know what I am going to watch next year? The Country Music Awards. I heard what you said. I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
They better not play in my girl's face.
There you go.
They better not play in her face.
This is what I do know. This is what I knew. You said, I heard what you said earlier. This is what I do know about Beyonce. My feeling is that she's going to take this over as well. I feel like a lot of people are pushing back on her, and the fact that they don't like it because they want it. They want something that's all to them. They're like, Beyonce, stay in your lane. But, you know, this is our lane. All of it is our lane, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like Beyonce is definitely going to take it over.
And the recognition.
Yes.
Absolutely. And, like, I think that it's about high time that people know and understand on the other side of the country that don't know the real history of the country because, you know, they're burning their textbooks or whatever, that this also originates in Black culture. Like, Black people created jazz and the blues and R&B and country and rock and all of these different things.
Yep.
So it's time for us to collect our things. And if we're going to do it through this Creole goddess, then by all means, go gather all of your things and let's go. I'm flying to Houston this summer just to get me some boots. I'm ready.
Hey. Well, we got a real true supporter over here. I say I'm a Beyonce fan. I just don't rally behind all the movements. You know what I'm saying? I see.
I agree in totality. I can't, like, I'm not a stan, but I love music, and I've always loved country music. I've always felt like a connection to the melodies and the stories, but I just couldn't see myself in the music. So as now that you're seeing like more Black country artists being put, you know, out there and like, oh, Beyonce's doing country, but look, here are these other amazing artists also.
That's right.
And I'm like a big K. Michelle fan, and she did her country album, and I'm like, yes, girl, you better yodel and get all that Memphis, Tennessee, all up out of there. Like, I just feel like I'm here to support, again, everybody Black.
Yes,
so
I
my
love
Black
that.
people doing it, we're going to do it together.
Okay, speaking of loving everybody Black, before I let you go, I got to get your thoughts on this. Northwest announcing her album, that she's working on her album.
You did not say everybody Black and tell me Northwest.
Well,
Why
she's Black. She's got to be Black. She's Kanye's kid. She's Black. She's Kanye's kid. Ish. Okay, well, listen, when she's in her creative bag, that's all Kanye. That's all flavor. That is all rhythm. That's all yay. I got to give her that. Because when you see, when you see North operating, there's sometimes where I'm like, okay, that's Kim's daughter. But when you see her operating in that music bag, and you see her with her clothes on and her fashion, and, you know, she hop on stage, that is all her dad.
Clothes?
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Wearing all her father's clothes.
All her father's clothes and boots. Yes, that is all her dad. All right, that's all her dad. That is definitely so. So speaking of Black, like I was saying, she is announcing her album. She's dropping an album. Are you with it? Number one, are you saying let that kid be a kid? And number two, are you saying what are you doing naming it Elementary School Dropout? Or are you like, okay, it's cute. It's just a play on his album. Where are you at with it?
I understand the play on his album. I get it. College Dropout is and will always be one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Am I supporting what is she, 11-year-old? No,
She's
I don't.
10.
I have nothing for it. 10, 11, like, girl, no. No, I don't want to hear it. And as an educator in the inner cities of New Jersey, I'm pretty sure my students don't want to hear it either. She can peddle that out to all of her friends in Calabasas, and maybe it'll be a thing over there. I don't have anything for it. I have nothing for it.
Okay.
Lil Mama, please go sit down in your mansion in Calabasas at your private school and be quiet. Like, what are you rapping about? What is the struggle?
And just be a kid, right?
What's the struggle?
Yeah, there is no struggle. I'm sure we all know that. Yeah, I hear you. I hear that. Daja, it's always such a pleasure to have you on. I wish I could have you on more. I know you're a busy woman. Let everybody know where they can find you and how to even listen to your podcast.
You can find me literally every day on the So Shameless podcast. We drop episodes every day. They're 45-minute episodes. So that's Monday through Friday. You can follow me or follow the show on So Shameless Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. please be nice in the comments because I will cuss you out, you, your grandmama, and your mama too. So be nice. You don't have to agree with what I say. Just keep your opinion to yourself and don't at me. Thank you.
Fair enough. Very fair. We appreciate you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night, Daja.
Thank you, Robin. Have a great week.
You as well. When we come forward, we do have a Who's Got Next for you. I see right now 90% of you say that Janet didn't deserve all of that they were trying to give her on the Super Bowl. I agree with you all. 10% of you say yes. I don't know who you are, but leave Janet alone. I'm just kidding. We'll get to that Who's Got Next on the other side. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
With your Los Angeles Public Library card, you can access the latest music, movies, audiobooks, ebooks, graphic novels, and more, all for free. Check it out at lapl.org/emedia. That's lapl.org/emedia.
Hey, LA, when you're trying to get where you need to go, like work, school, and what matters to you, Metro is here to get you there. With discounted fares and free pass programs, Metro is making public transportation affordable and easy to ride for everyone. Plan your trip at metro.net.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this Who's Got Next. I heard this song and I just fell in love with it. Hopefully you guys like it too. This is Symphony Soto called Second Guessing.
Your love, I guess it wasn't mine. I guess it wasn't time. I guess it wasn't right. But you gave your heart to me. Loved you unconditionally. You were second guessing on me. You did your worst, yeah. I put you first, yeah, yeah. You were second guessing on me when I made it all. Why should I be the first to fall? Why should I take the loss? You had me hooked from the start. I would've fell for you hard. No love, you left me out to dry. Had me running blind, hanging on every line. Ooh, you sold me make believe. You sold it good. You sold it to me. Yeah. I bought it faithfully. Running from you, I was only faithful to you. Yeah. You were second guessing.
It's a vibe. It's a feel-good song. Symphony Soto. That is called Second Guessing. And it's not Afro beats. Check that out. Check that out. It is a nice R&B vibe. Made with love, duh, says Sweet Tune. Definitely. Definitely. Yes, Penny Thompson says she enjoyed the show and hit that like button, Raw Squad. We definitely appreciate you. She also enjoyed the Who's Got Next song. So yes, definitely, if you are listening to the show right now, you want to make sure that you hit that like button, and we appreciate you all so very much. What I don't want you to miss, I told you about this when it was in the making. It seems like it's ready to go pretty soon. March 22nd. That is just that's this month. Regina King, she stars in the Netflix film about Shirley Chisholm. She's the first Black woman elected to Congress, and she looks like she does a fantastic job. You guys know and love Regina King. She's been around for so many years. I mean, as a child star, she was on 227. And so we love her, and we follow her, and we support her in whatever she does. And we love, obviously, the fact that she's portraying Shirley Chisholm, I think, is incredible. So you guys want to make sure you check that out. If you still are subscribed to Netflix, because some of you I know are like, nah, I kind of bowed out gracefully. But yes, so keep your eye out for that. That'll be a nice one. Yes, it has been a wonderful show. I appreciate all of you. Daja Bell, I enjoyed having her call in as always. She's always a joy to talk to. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you for liking that, for liking our video. We appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow with another fire show, because that's exactly how we get down on the Raw Report. But you already know what time it is. It came by fast, but it's a good one. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, he's next up right after me, and he's gonna have a fire show, because that's just the way he gets down every single day. So you guys want to make sure you tune into that. I am your host, Robin Ayers, and I want you to remember today and every single day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Some people are opposing an upcoming speaker at the University of Memphis. Kyle Rittenhouse is set to speak on campus March 20th. He was 17 years old in 2020 when he was acquitted of killing 2 men during a Black Lives Matter rally in Wisconsin. Some are planning to protest the talk. The NAACP is urging Black student